morning, students. In our last class, we had already discussed about what is manuring, right? That means mixing of manure with the soil. Q, because soil is the rich source of nutrient. That's why we have to just add that manure inside the soil, right? And we all know that nutrient is very important for the plant growth. We had already discussed about organic manure, how we used to make it. That means कैसे हम organic manure बनाएंगे with the help of decomposition of plant and animal cell or animal body, right? Now today we are discussing about what is the use of manure or what is the use of fertilizer. First one is help farmer to get better yield. Why? Because in a normal soil there are no sufficient kind of nutrients are present, right? So for the better yield we require exact amount of nutrition, and that is for very better growth. So farmer it will be beneficial, so they get a better yield. For example, wheat crop, paddy and maize. You know, paddy culture, they require water in more amount. You must be studying in our first class about the classification of crop, right? अगर नहीं याद है, so refer that class again. Then the next is excess use of fertilizer made soil less fertile. If I am adding ample amount of chemicals, fertilizer day by day or vigorously, at the end of the day all the nutrient will replenish and that make soil less fertile. So we can say that if we have to give a nutrient or we have to give a manure in a proper amount which are required to the plants. Now first, that is, it will create a pollution. How? See, leave soil uncultivated in between two crops, because we know with the excess use of manure or fertilizer will lead to water and land pollution. How to make our soil fertile or how to we can say that कैसे हम उसको बचा सकते हैं. So first one is you can grow a crop, but one crop and second crop, just give a time duration between two crops. So see, leave soil uncultivated, don't grow any kind of plants in that soil or in that crop, uncultivated between two crops, right? Second is use organic manure in place of chemical fertilizer, because we know organic manure is much beneficial, much important and very beneficial and high nutrient as compared to chemical, right? So अगर हम chemical use कर रहे हैं, that is mixed with chemical, right? So that chemical fertilizer is very essential and somewhat we can say that beneficial, not beneficial for the soil. So in the place of chemical fertilizer we have to use manure, right? So that this is a first portion. Now coming to the important part of the organic manure, that is improve soil texture and water retention capacity, right? How? So we know that अगर हमने manure apply किया, so with the help of manure we can give a proper nutrient to the soil. So we can say that improve soil texture and water retention capacity also, because soil is fertile and fertile soil is a nature to retention the water capacity, right? Now replenish the soil with all kind of nutrient. Replenish means adding up, replenish means adding, right? So at the end of the time or at the end of the day after crop we just add manure, so all the nutrition which were already taken up by the plants हम उसको फिर से ऐड कर सकते। नाउ this is a beneficial or advantageous part of the manure. Again I am revising. First one, help farmer to get better yield, because we know that how to get a better yield, to give a proper nutrient to the plant. और कैसे मिलेगा? For applying the manure. How to make a manure, how to prepare a manure, that you know. How? Let me revise. First of all, just take or collect all the dead particles or dead things of plants and animals, both the mix it and leave it for decomposition. How to decompose? We know that small organisms are there which we can call it as a decomposers. So that decomposers are very helpful in decomposing living or non-living things, right? After that, we just need to put that matters or that material inside the crop. उसको रख दो, leave it for some time, let decompose it again through microorganisms. After that, just spread it out all over the land, in the land, right? And then after sow a seed, or then after you can cultivate the crop. That is very beneficial and effective in nature, so that we can give or we can take a much yield and farmer will be beneficial. Second, उसमें कौन सा कर सकते हैं? So wheat, paddy and maize, these all are the main crop for our or for Indian culture, because we are frequently using this material for making food. Now, when we are doing excess amount of usage of this fertilizer, that will lead to less fertile soil. How? See, if we are keep on adding manure in a one crop, right? But that is excess. अगर आपको खाना दे, आपका पेट भर गया है, but still I keep on giving you a food, then what happened? You will not eat because your tummy is full, right? Same thing happened with soil. बहुत सारा दे देंगे, soil will not accept any kind of excess nutrient, right? So here, if we are using excess fertilizer, excess usage of fertilizer, that will create or that will make soil less fertile. Now, this fertilization, excess fertilization create a land and water pollution both. How land will pollute? You know, soil become less fertile. And the second one is water fertility or water pollution. That means water mixed with fertilizer and mixed with underground water, and that underground water will also become polluted. How to prevent pollution? So there is a two things. First is leave soil uncultivated between two crops. Just रहने दो, एक cultivate कर दिया, leave it for some time and then go for a second type of cultivation. That will beneficiary for the fertility. Now second is use organic manure in the place of chemical, because we know that chemical fertilizer will is generated with the help of chemicals, and that chemicals is very harmful in nature. सबके लिए, as well as plant, water, soil, as well as us, human being also. Then this organic fertilizer will improve soil texture and water retention capacity, because soil texture improve due to again the gaining of fertility. Then the second is retention of capacity, water capacity. Soil can hold water, so that water can utilize for the plant development. Now replenish the soil with all kind of nutrients. So this we can say that leave the soil uncultivated. At that time what happened? All the nutrients are again re-added inside the soil. So that's it about the advantages and disadvantages of soil, and how to use, what to use, and how we can improve the soil structure. Now the second one, this one is very important for soil fertility. That is crop rotation. Rotation, right? In your school आपको पता होगा बेंच का रोटेशन होगा, जो लास्ट बेंच पे होगा वो नेक्स्ट वीक में फर्स्ट पे जाएगा, देन नेक्स्ट में सेकेंड, थर्ड, फोर्थ. दैट इज अ रोटेशन. In this crop rotation, we can see that take a first crop of wheat, right? Then next crop introduce leguminous plant. After leguminous plant again paddy, right? That means हम बोल सकते हैं कि don't grow same kind of crop throughout year, so that excess of growing same kind of crop will decrease the fertility of soil. So here crop rotation is very important. Growing different crop alternatively. See, alternatively means what? As early as I had told you that first wheat, then second leguminous plant, then again paddy, then again wheat. That is a rotation or alternation, right? So this will very beneficial for farmers also, because इससे न्यूट्रिएंट मेंटेन रहेंगे. और मेंटेन तो ठीक है, फार्मर्स कैन उसको ऑर्गेनिक या फिर केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर का यूज कम करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज सॉइल इटसेल्फ गेन न्यूट्रिएंट बाय टाइम. नाउ हम फॉर एग्जांपल इन फर्स्ट सीजन वी आर जस्ट इंट्रोड्यूसिंग लेग्यूमिनस प्लांट, and you know leguminous plants are proteinous plants. On that leguminous plant mostly require nitrogen. We know that in our environment 78% of nitrogen is there, but we can't use it directly. Same happen with plant body. Plants also cannot use directly atmospheric nitrogen. They require some media through which they can take nutrient from the environment. So here some bacteria are there. That bacteria is known as rhizobium. We can call it as a nitrogen fixing bacteria, right? For again first season leguminous plants is adding nitrogen inside the soil. Why? Because they want nitrogen, and nitrogen they cannot get easily from directly atmosphere, so they use one media, and that media is of bacteria named rhizobium. We can also call it as a nitrogen fixing bacteria, right? That bacteria, what happened, they just go and attach at the soil, at the root level of that leguminous plant. वहाँ से क्या करेंगे, धीरे धीरे they can supply oxygen to the plants. No, supply nitrogen to the plants. Very nice, right? So this is about the leguminous plant. So with the help of this kind of rotation, we can add nitrogen in the soil. Now coming to wheat. Wheat में क्या होगा? Nutrients फिर से रिवाइज हो जाएगा. Again हम दूसरा पैडी कल्चर कर रहे हैं. So ऑक्सीजन का लेवल मेंटेन रहेगा, because पैडी कल्चर रिक्वायर लॉट ऑफ वाटर. So वाटर लेवल अंडरग्राउंड वाटर में थोड़ा बढ़ेगा. So that's why all the things are very important in farming, and this one is very important, and farmer used to or have to do this kind of systematic work in their field, so they can get a better crop yield. So in this lecture we had discussed about what is advantages, disadvantages, how to make our soil fertile, right? Then what is crop rotation? This one is very important topic. You have to read it and learn it very properly. आ सकता है for 3 marks question. Write down about the crop rotation with the example. When you will write it down, just one example, that in first season leguminous plants are introduced. Why and how? So we can just adding nitrogen inside the soil with the help of bacteria. The name of bacteria is rhizobium, right? And that bacteria we can call it as a nitrogen fixing bacteria. Now next session हम wheat grow करेंगे, so that will be a beneficial for the soil and farmers both. So in this session, if you have any kind of query, you can ask me, and thanks for watching my video. Thank you so much.